Have you ever felt like no matter how much water you drink, your body just doesn't feel right? Your muscles still feel weak, your skin feels dry, and you wake up tired, even after a full night's sleep. If you're over 60, this isn't just your imagination. It's something I see in my patients all the time. My name is Dr. Hoshino, and after decades working with older adults, I've learned something surprising. Staying hydrated is no longer as simple as drinking plain water. Especially as we age, our bodies lose the ability to hold on to water the way they used to. But in Japan, elders have long known how to adapt, using gentle, natural additions to their water to stay strong, energized, and full of life. Today, I want to share with you what I've seen firsthand. The small, quiet rituals that help seniors in Japan live longer, healthier lives, starting with something as simple as a better glass of water. Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching this from, and what time is it for you right now? Please let me know in the comments below. I truly look forward to reading them. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. Why plain water isn't enough after 60? We often hear it. Just drink more water. But for those of us past 60, that advice can feel frustrating. You do drink water, plenty of it, and yet you still feel tired, you still cramp up, you still get dizzy when you stand too quickly. The truth is, staying hydrated in your 60s and beyond isn't as simple as it used to be. Here's why. As we age, our bodies go through quiet but serious changes. One of the most overlooked is a decrease in our thirst signal. You might not feel thirsty even when your body is in need. Worse, your kidneys don't hold on to water as efficiently, and your muscles, which store a lot of water, naturally shrink with age. That means less water is retained and more is lost without us realizing it. Another reason plain water may not be enough. It lacks electrolytes. These are the tiny minerals like sodium, potassium, and magnesium that help our nerves fire, our hearts beat, and our muscles contract properly. When you drink only plain water, especially in large amounts, you may actually dilute these minerals, making the imbalance worse. I once treated a retired teacher named Susan who walked 3 miles every morning and drank 6 glasses of water daily. Yet she often felt lightheaded and weak. Blood tests revealed low sodium and potassium. She wasn't dehydrated from lack of water. She was missing the nutrients that help her body use that water correctly. In Japan, this concept isn't new. Elders there understand that hydration is more than fluid intake. It's about keeping balance. That's why they add small, intentional ingredients to their drinks, things that naturally replenish electrolytes and support muscle function. So if you're over 60 and still feeling off, despite staying hydrated, don't be too hard on yourself. It's not your fault. Your body just needs a little more help to absorb and use the water you're giving it. In the next part, we'll explore how Japanese elders turn their daily hydration into a nourishing ritual, and what they quietly add to their water that makes all the difference. What Japanese elders do differently. In a quiet home nestled in the hills of Kyoto, an 84-year-old woman begins her day. She sits on a cushion by her kitchen window, the morning sun filtering through paper screens. Her first act isn't checking her phone or turning on the news. It's pouring warm water into a ceramic cup. Into it, she adds a spoonful of something savory, stirs gently, and sips in silence. What she's drinking isn't just water. It's her morning nourishment, hydration with intention. And this small habit, practiced daily, is one of many reasons elders in Japan are among the healthiest and longest living in the world. In Japan, hydration is treated as part of nourishment, not just a box to check. This philosophy comes from Shokiku, a national movement that promotes food and drink as education. It teaches not only what to eat, but why, when, and how it affects the body. Through this lens, water is not merely consumed, it's prepared with care. Older adults in Japan rarely drink plain cold water. Instead, they favor warm water with natural additions that support digestion, muscle health, and energy. These additions are often simple: a pinch of sea salt, a splash of miso, a squeeze of citrus. These aren't fads, they're cultural traditions backed by centuries of observation and, more recently, modern science. Why warm water? As we age, our digestive fire slows. Warm water helps stimulate digestion, soothe the stomach, and promote circulation. And when that water carries electrolytes from miso or minerals from sea salt, it becomes a gentle tonic, helping the body hold on to hydration, not just flush it out. Back in the US, we often separate nutrition from hydration, but in Japan, these two are deeply linked. A cup of water is a chance to nourish, not just to quench thirst. I've seen patients who began adopting this approach, starting their mornings with warm water and a mineral-rich boost. Within weeks, they reported more steady energy, better bowel movements, and fewer leg cramps. It wasn't magic, it was mindful hydration. In the next part, I'll share the 5 most common ingredients Japanese elders add to their water and how each one supports hydration and muscle strength naturally. 5 ingredients Japanese elders add to their water to stay muscular and hydrated. 500 plus words. In Japan, the act of drinking water is not rushed. It's not something done out of habit or guilt. It is a quiet pause, a moment of care. Especially among elders, hydration is never just about getting enough fluids. It's about how to nourish the body in ways that support its strength, energy, and grace through the decades. And part of that nourishment comes from what they gently stir into their water each day. Let's explore 5 simple, powerful additions, each one rooted in Japanese tradition, and each with a story of how it helps aging bodies hold on to hydration and hold on to strength. 1. A pinch of sea salt. In the coastal village of Ahime, 78-year-old Mr. Tanaka begins each morning with a simple ritual: warm water and a pinch of unrefined sea salt. It brings the ocean back to me, he says. But this small addition does more than spark memory. It restores the body's mineral balance. As we age, we lose electrolytes more easily, especially sodium, magnesium, and potassium, vital for muscle contraction and energy. Plain water alone can flush out these minerals. But a pinch of sea salt helps the body hold on to water, keeping circulation stable and muscles nourished. Since starting this habit, Mr. Tanaka says his leg cramps have nearly vanished. 2. A splash of miso. Tucked away in a quiet Kyoto neighborhood, 81-year-old Michiko starts her day with miso-yu, a warm drink made from water and a spoonful of fermented miso paste. It comforts my stomach before anything else, she says. Miso is rich in natural sodium, amino acids, and gut-friendly probiotics. Together, these support muscle repair, boost digestion, and help the body rehydrate more deeply. When I visited her, she smiled and said, "This little cup makes my whole day softer." And perhaps that's the real secret. Not just what's in the water, but how it makes you feel. 3. Lemon juice. After a morning walk through a park in Osaka, I met a lively yoga instructor in her 80s. She carried a thermos of warm water with fresh lemon juice. It helps the water work with me, Not against me, she said. Lemon is high in vitamin C, essential for collagen production, joint health, and skin elasticity. But it also increases the body's ability to absorb water and maintain hydration in muscle tissue. For her, this citrus ritual isn't about flavor. It's about moving through the day with ease and flow. 4. Umeboshi tea. Up in the hills of Nagano, I was handed a steaming cup of tea after a long garden walk with an 86-year-old farmer. The taste was striking, sour, salty, and deeply invigorating. It was umeboshi tea, made from pickled plums. Umeboshi is a traditional Japanese superfood loaded with antioxidants, known to fight fatigue and support liver health. Many elders use it as a midday reset or post-exercise recovery. That farmer called it his second wind and said it helped him feel clear-headed and grounded, even after hours of hard work in the soil. 5. Kombu broth. In Hokkaido, a 90-year-old grandmother showed me her evening ritual, soaking strips of dried kombu in cool water. By morning, it became a clear, mineral-rich broth. Kombu, edible kelp, is high in iodine and trace minerals that support thyroid health, metabolism, and electrolyte balance. She sipped it like tea, sometimes adding a touch of soy sauce, and said, "It keeps my bones happy." This practice, passed down through generations, is a quiet form of strength, nourishing the body without overwhelming it. These aren't exotic remedies. They're humble, local, deeply personal acts, and they teach us something vital. The body over 60 doesn't just need more water, it needs smarter, gentler, more mindful hydration. Hydration that listens. Up next, we'll explore how this kind of hydration connects directly to your muscles and why every sip, when chosen well, can support strength from the inside out. Why hydration is key to maintaining muscle after 60. When most people think about building or preserving muscle, they immediately turn to one word: protein. Chicken breasts, protein shakes, supplements in shiny containers. But here's what far fewer people realize. Your muscles are made of more than just protein. In fact, they're made of over 70% water. That means even if you're eating the perfect diet, taking all your vitamins, and doing your exercises, if your body isn't properly hydrated, your muscles simply can't perform, or even stay intact. Without enough water, nutrients don't reach the cells, muscles become sluggish, and the body begins to break down tissue to compensate. After the age of 60, your body's relationship with water changes quietly, almost invisibly. It's a shift I've seen over and over again in my older patients. You don't feel as thirsty as you used to. Your kidneys become less efficient at concentrating urine. Your muscle mass naturally declines, a condition known as sarcopenia. And all of this means one thing: your body loses water more easily and holds on to it less effectively. I remember one patient in particular, George, age 74. He walked daily, ate plenty of fruits and lean proteins, and took all his prescribed vitamins. And yet, every time he came in for a checkup, he mentioned the same things. His grip was weaker. He struggled to carry groceries. Climbing stairs felt heavier. His lab results always showed the same pattern. No lack of protein, but consistent, low-grade dehydration. What changed George's strength wasn't a new exercise plan. It was hydration, smarter hydration. Together we shifted his routine. He stopped relying only on plain water and began sipping warm lemon water in the morning, adding a pinch of sea salt post-walk, and drinking miso broth in the afternoon. Slowly, his balance improved, his energy lifted, and, most remarkably, he felt stronger, just doing the things he loved. Why does this happen? Because water is the delivery system for your muscles. It's what carries oxygen, glucose, and banned amino acids through your blood to muscle tissue. It's what removes waste. It cushions joints. It regulates temperature during physical activity, even gentle activity like walking or gardening. But not all water is the same. And this is where Japanese elders show us a wiser path. Instead of chugging large amounts of plain, cold water, they sip warm, mineral-rich water throughout the day. Miso broth after a walk. Kombu water after bathing. Lemon water in the early morning. These drinks aren't just habits. They're a kind of gentle therapy. The added sodium and minerals help their bodies retain the water, keeping muscles hydrated at the cellular level, where it really matters. You see, dehydration shrinks muscle cells. It slows down protein synthesis, the process by which muscles grow and repair. It causes muscle cramps, weakness, and fatigue, and over time, it leads to faster decline. But when hydration is done intentionally, it becomes a tool for preservation. In Japan, hydration is often paired with rest, warmth, and mindfulness. A cup of miso-yu is not rushed. It's sipped slowly, sometimes with eyes closed. That calm state aids digestion, but it also creates the kind of internal environment where the body can heal. You don't need supplements to do this. You don't need to buy electrolyte packets. You need your kitchen. You need warmth. You need rhythm. So next time you feel heavy in your body or foggy in your mind, don't just ask, "Have I had enough water?" Ask, instead, "Have I given my muscles what they truly need to hold on to it?" In the next part, we'll explore when Japanese elders drink their water and how the timing of hydration can make all the difference for energy, digestion, and sleep. The best times to hydrate, according to Japanese elders. In Japan, wellness is not rushed. It follows rhythm, season, and breath. And hydration, something we so often take for granted, is practiced with gentle precision. Elders in Japan don't just drink water to quench thirst. They drink with timing, intention, and respect for the body's natural flow. The day begins not with coffee, but with warm water, often taken within 10 minutes of waking. In a small village outside Hiroshima, I watched 87-year-old Mr. Saito heat a kettle while the sky was still blue-gray. Into his cup went warm water and a few drops of fresh lemon. "This is how I tell my body it's morning," he said. This ritual rehydrates tissues after sleep, supports gentle bowel movements, and activates metabolism without shocking the system. 30 minutes before meals, many elders sip a small cup of warm water or kombu broth. This isn't about fullness, it's about preparation. Warming the stomach before food signals the digestive fire, encouraging enzymes to awaken and the gut to soften. One elder told me, "You wouldn't cook rice in a cold pot." The same, she believed, applied to the body. After physical movement, even light, hydration becomes medicine, whether it's sweeping leaves, practicing slow radio-taso stretches, or tending to bonsai. These small exertions still result in mineral loss. That's why many older Japanese adults drink miso-yu or umeboshi tea in the hours after activity. Umeboshi's sour flavor not only refreshes but stimulates saliva and digestion, signaling the body to recover. Miso, on the other hand, returns sodium and amino acids to tired muscles. It's not just what they drink, it's when they drink it. Post-bath hydration is another essential ritual. In many Japanese homes, bathing is done in the evening, often in warm, therapeutic water. The heat draws out sweat, which soothes the joints but also depletes fluids. After a bath, elders often sit quietly with a warm drink, kombu-infused water, barley tea, or miso-yu. The bath cleans the outside, one 82-year-old woman told me, but the drink after cleans and fills the inside. In the evening, hydration becomes softer. Large volumes of fluid are avoided to reduce nighttime trips to the bathroom, which can disturb precious sleep. Instead, elders sip slowly, maybe just a few mouthfuls of warm barley tea, mugicha, known for its calming effects and roasted aroma. It signals the body to rest, not to wake. By tuning into these moments, waking, eating, moving, bathing, and resting, Japanese elders align hydration with the body's needs, not just the clock. They hydrate not reactively, but rhythmically. Each sip is a conversation with the body, a way of saying, "I'm listening." In the next part, we'll follow a real Japanese elder through an entire day to see how this rhythm plays out in real life and how her hydration supports not just her body, but her spirit. A day in the life of an 82-year-old Japanese woman. How she stays hydrated, strong, and grounded. Her name is Fumiko. She lives in a small wooden house on the edge of Okinawa, surrounded by fruit trees and the sound of ocean wind. At 82 years old, her back is straight, her steps are steady, and her laughter comes easily. When people ask her secret, she smiles and says, "I take care of my water." Let's walk through a day in her life, not just to admire it, but to understand how gentle, consistent hydration supports her strength, digestion, and even her mood. Fumiko wakes up just before sunrise. Her first act of the day isn't checking her phone or turning on the television, it's lighting a kettle. She warms a cup of water, stirs in a small spoonful of miso, and drinks it slowly while looking out at her garden. This is her moment of grounding. The miso-yu gives her body sodium, amino acids, and probiotics to wake up gently from the night. After light stretches and a few deep breaths at her open window, she prepares a small breakfast: steamed rice, grilled fish, pickled vegetables, and a cup of green tea. She doesn't drink much during meals, just a few sips of warm water with a splash of lemon. Too much water at meals, she once told me, dilutes the fire in your belly. Late morning is for movement. Sometimes she walks to the local shrine. Other days, she sweeps the front steps or tends to her vegetables. Afterward, she rests in the shade and drinks kombu water that she soaked the night before. It's light, mineral-rich, and cooling. "This helps my bones," she says, placing the cup gently on the table beside her. Lunch is simple, usually seasonal vegetables, a small piece of tofu, and rice. Afterward, she lies down for a short nap. When she wakes, she sips umeboshi tea, especially on warmer days. It's sour, bracing, and gives her a second wind for the afternoon. She says it keeps her sharp and steady, especially when she needs to climb the small hill behind her house to gather herbs. As the sun begins to set, she takes a bath with her daughter. Afterward, she doesn't reach for cold water, but instead prepares another warm drink, sometimes lemon water, other times barley tea, just enough to soothe her body and keep her hydrated without disturbing her sleep. Water before bed should whisper, she says, not wake you. What stands out most in Fumiko's day isn't how much water she drinks, it's how intentionally she does it. Each cup is part of a rhythm, tied to her meals, her movement, her rest. And in that rhythm, her body thrives, not in bursts, but in balance. Next, we'll bring everything together and reflect on how small, gentle changes in hydration can ripple into greater strength and vitality, no matter your age. As we grow older, we often hear what we're losing: strength, flexibility, hydration. But what if the answer isn't in fighting time, but in learning to support the body in new, gentler ways? Today, we explored how hydration after 60 isn't just about drinking more, it's about drinking better. And in Japan, elders have shown us how simple ingredients, a spoon of miso, a pinch of sea salt, a splash of lemon, can turn each sip into something deeply nourishing. Their secret isn't in the science alone. It's in the rhythm, the ritual, the quiet commitment to caring for the body with patience and respect. So I invite you, tomorrow morning, before you start your day, try it. Warm a cup of water, add something small, sip slowly. Let that first drink remind your body and your spirit that you are still here, still capable of strength, still worthy of care. You don't need to change everything. Just begin with one small act of hydration and see what happens when you treat your body not as something broken, but as something listening. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which part of this video touched you most? What will you try first in your water? Please share in the comments and don't forget to subscribe. More healing stories are on their way.